Thank you for tuning in to Pompeii News at 9. We now go to our cloud watcher Nathan for an emergency weather situation.
Thanks for that, Jonathan. Now, as you can see, these ominous clouds seem to be moving in our direction. I've been watching them all day, right? And since we Romans oversimplify everything, we can just assume that Zeus is angry. So be sure to sacrifice your best goat to keep from being swept away by the storm. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thanks, Nathan. Now for tonight's top stories. First, with breaking news. We've heard recent reports that our dictator, Julius Caesar, has been assassinated by several of his companions. We now cut to our street reporter and also one of Julius's greatest friends.
Mark Anthony here. I'm on my way to the Senate building where we heard recent reports that our leader, Julius Caesar, has just been killed. The police have yet to determine the cause of death, but the 32 stab wounds may give us a hint. We were planning on opening a charity in his name and selling his toga as the first auction item, but it just so happens he released his bowels whenever he died. As everyone knows, no one wants a poopy toga. We'll be back with more information. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thanks, Anthony. Cerberus has run away from the underworld, and Hades has no idea where he's run away to. He has been found looking in random dog shelters to find him. He has this to say: "If Cerberus is not found in the next few days, I will release millions of ghouls to kill all men, women, and children in Rome. Please, for the love of the gods, do not interact with any giant three-headed dogs for fear of them ripping your head off. Contact your local watchman to alert Hades." Now we go back to Anthony for an update on the Julius Caesar assassination.
Okay, I'm back at the Senate building where Julius Caesar was assassinated, and he plays pranks on me all the time. I'm sure this is just one of those big old pranks. Not right, Julius? Okay, Julius, quit joking around. Julius? Julius? Julius! Julius! Julius!
Anthony, are you there? Well, it seems we've lost contact with Anthony. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back to the sports.
Attention, all users of Aphrodite's Elixir of Youth. Do not drink this. It was intended for the gods. It is not meant to be consumed by humans. The main ingredient is Nightlock, and you will die. Other possible symptoms would be fingerprints disappearing, your arms turning into an eight-legged monster, really bad armpit stank, having catheads growing out of your belly button, and spontaneous combustion.
I don't always eat a chain of muffins. When I do, I prefer McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ego Amante.
Welcome back. Now we head on over to Nick with the sports.
Thank you, Jonathan. Today, the Roman Senate convened to create a brand new sport combining chariot racing and gladiatorial combat into one gigantic action-packed event of the year known as Putarimus Putari Nomen. Unfortunately, it was a huge disaster with over 50 people dying in the first 15 minutes, and the rest are either injured or currently missing from their current locations. I mean, if this was to be a true Roman sport, over 100 people would have died in the first 15 minutes, not 50. But that's what you get for letting the Senate decide. They don't know the true glory that comes in war. Anyway, today history was made in the worldwide event we Romans fondly know as battle, when the #1 seed from the Mediterranean Conference, the Spartans of Sparta, faced off against the Persians of Persia, the #1 seed from the Asian Conference. Despite the fact that the Persians were trailing the Spartans 12,671 to 300, the Persians were still able to scrape away a victory, even though the Spartans had the home field advantage. The refs were thoroughly confused and named the Persians the winners on grounds of the fact that the Spartans had run out of substitutions. Scholars are uncertain if the Persians actually won by traditional means, but, I mean, according to the chart, this just doesn't make any sense at all. So for all you Spartan fans out there, run for your lives. You're about to be invaded by Persians. Back to you, Jonathan.
Now for today's juicy gossip.
Gossip time! Oh, and if you're wondering why we have our feet on this guy,
it's because we're Amazons. We can do that kind of thing.
So, Zeus has finally completed his goal to have relations with every female on the planet. And in Olympus. Which leaves the world really wondering, will he restart his cycle and beat his record of, oh, wow, 15 days? Or will he finally settle down with Hera?
I haven't the slightest idea, honey.
Who knows?
But apparently, Apollo was seen chasing Daphne again today, and right before he caught her, she somehow magically turned into a laurel tree. Apollo has apparently decided to throw anyone who cuts down a laurel tree head first into the sun. We believe this because he isn't completely sure on which one is Daphne.
Shows how much she knows her.
So, ladies, if you ever need anything to get rid of an obsessive guy problem, laurel tree's always the answer.
I've always thought about going laurel tree because there's this guy that keeps chasing me. It's so annoying.
Completely understand.
But thanks for that insight anyway, Sabrina. So, guess who got caught driving under the influence today?
Who?
Apollo.
What?
Yeah. We figured it out that it was him because he was flying around in the sky and the sun was swerving and it was going up and down faster than usual.
Isn't that kind of dangerous?
Yeah, I keep thinking it's like going to come to this earth and hit us or something. But anyways, this seems to like prove that phrase that everybody says, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But he's not been charged with anything yet. Although Zeus has installed a breathalyzer in all of the god and goddesses' chariots.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
I agree.
Well, apparently, the late Julius Caesar's ex-mistress, Cleopatra.
I love her! Oh my
Me
gosh!
But she was seen on the streets of Rome today. She doesn't seem to be grieving too much over her lover's death, because apparently she was laughing around and flirting with Mark Antony.
Ew.
But I will admit, she did promise that if the auction started, she would indeed buy the poopy toga.
Ew!
That's all. That's it for today's gossip.
Thank you. And now back to you, Jonathan.
This just in. I must caution all citizens not to drink out of any water supply. Some clever trickster has decided to pour... laxative. It seems to cause you to lose control of your stomach, and I don't think any of us, except Cleopatra, wants a poopy toga. We've just heard that our cloud watcher, Nathan, was apparently watching people and has found the Emperor. We weren't really expecting this and have docked his pay because of it, because we don't pay him to watch people. But now here's Nathan with the Emperor.
Here we are with our new leader, Emperor Augustus. We're going to ask him a couple questions.
Yes, very good, very good.
So what are you going to do first as Emperor?
I'm going to build the rearm the army and rebuild the Senate. Yes, that is what I will do first.
I see. Now, how are you going to make Rome a safer place than it was before, I mean?
By exterminating all of the... killing all of the conspirators, yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Good choice. Who'll be in charge while you're gone, though?
I'm leaving my apprentice, the Senate shall be in charge while I am away.
So how does it feel to be Emperor?
Good, very good.
Excellent. Last question. Why can't we see your face?
I had a run-in with a man named Cassius. He brought me a hot towel. 'Twas too hot. So I had him burned with hot coals and thrown out a window. But on his way down, he threw one of the coals back at my face. It burned me very badly and went down my toga. It was a wicked scar.
I see. Well, it was good talking with you, Emperor. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Nathan. Make sure to keep watching those clouds. It's what we pay you for. Well, folks, this has been it for the Roman News at 9. We'll see you again. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. But we've just heard that Mount Vesuvius is blown up. We need everyone in Pompeii to get to their safe place right now. This has been your Pompeii News at 9, probably for the last time. Have a good night, folks. Thank you for tuning in to Roman. Anthony, are you there? Gosh, what was that even for? Gosh,
Every female on the planet and in Olympus, which leaves.
And the rest were either injured or are currently missing from their current locations. Now, come on, people.
Currently missing from their current locations.
That's the Senate for you. No true war, glory, things. Anyway, history was made today. Thank you, Jonathan. Today the Roman Senate convened. Okay, you can't be cameraman. I can't.
I'm not doing anything!
Today the Roman Senate convened to create an entirely new sport that had lots of blood and... God, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Turn that... Called... Potumus... What the heck am I saying? Jeez.
Potimus Putarinum.
Potumus Putarinum. Okay.